the way. Leader Fan Radio Network.
Excuse me?
And KFAN.com. 2 minutes and 54 seconds past the hour of 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. It is a Friday Football Beast edition of the Bumper to Bumper program on a decidedly cold, but I think slightly overrated cold Friday afternoon here in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. More on that later. I'm the host of the program. My name is Dan Barreiro. Guardsy is here as well. And is it official? We're going till 6 or 6:30 because there was something that might be canceled.
Yes.
Is it on or is it off?
It is on. We are
out at 6.
Out at 6.
Outstanding.
For the Iowa Wild Hockey Day Minnesota broadcast with Zach Halverson.
Nice.
And Parker Fox.
Is this his hockey analyst debut?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's done something.
Right.
Given his fiance's Taylor Heisey.
Right.
And he's around all of that all the time. I'm sure he's probably dipped his toe in some way, but
interesting.
He's doing it. So Halby and Parker.
So has anything been postponed from Hockey Day Minnesota this weekend? Pond hockey stuff was already postponed, right. Correct? Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong, no. But I haven't seen anything in terms of Hockey Day yet. But I also haven't been looking, so I'm not the best source.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, we could ask Fallness. Did he do password today?
He was, yes. He was here.
Did he win?
I don't know.
Is that a dumb question? I assume he lost.
He's got a really bad record.
I don't think he's got any wins, does he?
He's got 5.
Oh, he's got 5 wins?
Yes.
Oh.
But I think a couple of them are with Lil B.
Okay.
Who's
so that doesn't
one
count.
of the greats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little different.
All right. Well, the Bradshaw and Brian KFAN text line will be rebooted in a minute as soon as I get my verification code and I get linked in with it. Although this might be one of those days where I'm better off staying off of it. More on that later. But
I think we need like 4 layers of security instead of just 2
that may
for
be,
the inbox.
That you might be, or you don't need any layers of security if you don't log on to it. But then I feel we don't take many calls anymore, so I don't want us to cut ourselves off completely from feedback and responses, even if some of them are angry, some of them are vicious, some of them are over the top. So we'll take all of that under advisement. The guest lineup for today is pretty standard. Predictions, bottom of the hour. We think Gerby's back. And you told me that ever since the Bears lost, he's become quite cocky again.
He's bad. It seems like it.
The tail is no longer between his legs, I guess is the best way to put it. That's at 3:30. I don't think I got any games right. Was I 0-4? I think I was 0-4. I was no better than 1-3.
No, you were. Well, hold on. You were 1-3.
Okay,
I was 1-3. Gerby was 1-3.
Wow.
You got the Bears covering the 4.5.
Yeah,
which they did. They lost, but they covered the 4.5 points.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's the only one I got. I guess I was forgetting about the point part in that case. In addition, Ben Gessling at 4:30 and Lavelle at 5:30. We'll have to ask Lavelle the obvious question: is his most recent column satire?
Oh, I missed this one.
Oh my God. I don't even, I just shake my head in wonderment. It's going to be fun to talk to him about it, but I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that it is satire, that the headline represents a satirical approach to the subject that he explores in this particular piece.
I just like the second line of the subhead. The Twins should make a splash.
Well, that's also part of what I'm wondering. Does he mean that satirically? Because he can't mean it straight. He can't deliver that with a straight face, knowing what he knows and what we know about the current condition of the organization, right? I mean, that has to be satire. So we'll get into all that with him a little bit later. I mentioned Ben Gessling with the very latest on B-Flow. He's running out of head coaching options. In terms of interviews, he interviewed with Baltimore, did he not?
I believe so, yeah.
And he interviewed with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Baltimore has hired a new coach, and his name is not Brian Flores.
Jesse Minter.
Correct.
Harbaugh guy.
Harbaugh guy, exactly. And I don't think he's interviewed or been asked to interview with Buffalo, he being Brian Flores. So it looks to me like it's down to Pittsburgh, and 2 other prominent names are also heavily in that mix. So is it possible he went ahead and signed that deal because he thought, well, my options are maybe narrowing a little bit. I don't know. Now, he still has the asterisk. Obviously, if he gets a head coaching job, the contract extension with the Vikings is not in effect. And I guess we'll ask Ben Gessling what he makes. What should we all make of the juicy commentary from former world-class assistant coach Mike Pettin, who's left our staff and is already firing salvos against B-Flow or his time with B-Flow. So we'll discuss that with Gessling as well. We'll ask him, does that have anything to do with... I mean, Pettin's one of those guys who's been around forever, right?
Seems like it, yeah.
And I don't know how old he is at this point, but I'm trying to figure out, well, did he retire because he wanted to retire? Did he retire because they said, we don't want to pay you anymore? What did he pay you over there? Whatever approach, I'm just kind of curious. So that's the juicy stuff I'm looking for from Mr. Gessling.
Pettin, 59 years old.
59, so that's not that old, no, by any means. He's one of those guys who always seems to crop up like as a super special assistant coach, right? Because of all his experience. And I think he's been a bunch of places.
I mean, just since his head coaching stint.
Hasn't he been like 12 spots?
In Cleveland, he was a consultant for Seattle, a defensive coordinator for the Packers.
Oh, that's right.
And then a senior defensive assistant for the Bears before coming here for a couple of years.
And what was his title here? Wasn't a consultant?
First, it was assistant head coach, which means whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was assistant head coach, but also the outside linebackers coach.
Fair enough.
Was with the Jets, was with the Bills, was with the Ravens. And I think that's it.
The question on the table is help on the way. And in this case, it pertains, well, obviously it could pertain, it may be an evergreen question because you could say every one of our teams could use help of various levels, at various levels, various sorts, right? In the case of, for example, the Minnesota Twins, we'll all agree they need a lot of help in a lot of areas. And to the question, is there help on the way? It seems unlikely. I think we can safely say without going on too much of a limb that the kind of help I'm talking about or the extent of help I'm talking about ain't going to happen. It's very unlikely.
The splash Lavelle is looking for is not going to happen.
That's exactly correct. In the case of, I guess you could say, the Minnesota Wild, it applies because there's still people who say we need a center. There's still people who say, here's the interesting one for me. And this is the Russo philosophy. I don't know if Louis shares this. I don't think he does so much. But the Russo philosophy is, I think, if I'm characterizing it accurately, is when you give up as much as we gave up for Husey, you're in effect saying we're kind of semi going for things right now, and that it almost necessitates another we're going for it move to give the first we're going for it move the best chance to pay off. That's his logic. Now, Louis has brought up the obvious, which is, well, do we have enough pieces left to make a kind of deal that would be viewed as, whoa, they did what? That's a fair question. But I think there are a lot of hockey people who think one more move would be maybe the icing on the cake, the cherry on top, or whatever cliche, dotting the I, crossing the T, whatever cliche might work for you. In the case of the Minnesota Vikings, real important question, right? In a number of areas, and I would say there better be help on the way in a couple of cases. We'll now assume that B-Flow's coming back, even though we don't know that for sure. That's what I'm going to go with until otherwise instructed. That's big. That's not new help on the way, but it's existing help that I think will provide important stability and continuity on the defensive side, notwithstanding whatever Mike Pettin thought of B-Flow. Offensively, help needs to be on the way in a couple of key areas. Well, one would be if Harrison Smith officially retires, which I think most people think he's going to this time, you're going to need to get some help there. I still think we could use another corner as far as we could always use corners. Everybody can use corners. And we probably, you could say, defensive line, we could still shore things up even more because the name guys we added really didn't do all that much in terms of free agency. And then there's obviously the situation at quarterback, the desire and belief that this team has to give itself another option there as well. I believe help is on the way there. Now, the question will be how we evaluate the help, the decision, the direction you go for that veteran quarterback. Who's it going to be? How encouraged will you be by that quarterback's presence? Those are all fair. That's part of what has to play out in this is there help on the way theme. The original is there help on the way had to do with the team you hung around last night at Target Center after the show to go see, and that's the Wolves who found a way to lose to the Michael Jordan-less, Scottie Pippen-less Chicago Bulls.
Derrick Rose-less.
Derrick Rose-less.
Not even that.
I think they just retired his number or about to.
They're about to, I think, yeah.
So the game seems to be under control until it isn't, and then they let the Bulls hang around enough, and then eventually you're getting into that game where 2 or 3 plays are going to determine it on each side. We had a couple bad possessions. Anthony Edwards had a bad turnover. We missed a couple of shots. They hit a couple of shots. And before you know it, you're looking at your 4th consecutive loss. Rome's not burning. It doesn't mean I don't think that the season is over. And there's always a danger in determining the importance of help being on the way on the basis of a single outcome. I'm not basing my opinion on it. I felt this way before that game. I felt this way for a while, that the Wolves have some internal issues that must be dealt with, not the least of which is inconsistent defensive approach and tenacity. That was Rudy Gobert's biggest complaint last night. That was the head coach's biggest grievance last night as well, and you saw it. That's internal. Ultimately, they have to deal with that themselves with the people they have. However, it's reached a point where it's no longer, I don't even think it's debatable at this point, that whatever the Wolves are this year, whatever they're going to become the rest of the way, without help on the way for the bench, I really believe there's a great chance that they will not get as far as they did a year ago. And you say, well, if you're not going to get one of the main players out there like John Morant, well, are any of these other guys enough difference makers to make that sort of leap? And I would say yes. I would say if you get somebody who you can count on getting 12, 13 points, rather than the up and down nature of the people so right now, who are we using besides Naz Reid off the bench?
Jalen Clark, who's, very inconsistent offensively. Conley's off the bench.
Conley is struggling big time offensively.
Bones.
Yeah. And Bones can get 22 and then he can get -2. So
we're using Barreiro for 90 seconds at a time.
We are, and you're not really bringing him in for offense. You're bringing him in quite frankly for activity and defensive presence more than anything else, even though, he could probably get a couple of baskets. So to me, if you needed it sort of summarized in one game, the urgency of it, last night was a poster child for it, was it not? And you were there for it.
I was. I got to watch it in all of its glory. The lack of bench pop, the lack of defense, the lack of attentiveness defensively.
Were you the person screaming for Finchie to put Dilly in? Was that you?
No, it was not.
Oh.
No. I don't even remember thinking it. But it was not me.
Well, that's sad in and of itself. That's a statement in of itself, is it not?
A little bit, yeah.
That those of us who love Dilly aren't even clamoring for him at this point. By the way, for the record, let's look at our bench totals last night. I've got Behringer, or is it Behringer? We've seen it different ways depending on the person. I've got him with 3 minutes, 0 points.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Mike Conley, 14 minutes, 3 points, 1 for 5 from the floor. I got Jalen Clark, 12 minutes, 2 points, 1 for 3 from the floor. I got Bones Highland, 12 minutes, 3 points, 1 for 6 from the floor. So that's 2, 3, 4, even I can do this math, 14. That's not going to work. Naz Reid,
was
8 for 12. He was outstanding.
Yeah, he was
29 minutes. He scored 20 points, 6 boards, 5 assists.
Yeah.
It's got to be a record for Naz, I'm not sure.
Yep.
2 steals and 3 blocks. But you have to have something else happening, even with a team that likes to play its starters a great deal. We'll agree?
No doubt.
Do we need to do bonus bucks today?
We do. It's the final day of the week, and it's our national cash contest. And the final keyword on the first day, or the first one here, is credit. Go to KFAN.com and enter the keyword credit.
The Fan.
The one and only Monster Jam. This was Glenn Mason's favorite back in the Metrodome days.
Yes, it was.
Rolls back into U.S. Bank Stadium February 7th and 8th, and we've got your tickets. Check out the contest page, KFAN.com. See how you could win 4 tickets to the February 7th show. KFAN.com, keyword contest.
In my mind's eye, I think I once wrote a column on a monster truck rally at the Metrodome.
Is that right?
I'm not 100% sure.
I'll try to find it.
But I think I did. And I don't know what the hell inspired me. I guess maybe it was just the change of pace. Maybe it was to get a Mace cheap shot in.
I was going to say, it feels like that would have been the hook.
That would have been worth it.
But I don't think he complained about that at the time as much as he has now.
No, that's true. But I think he did then a little bit, too. So I don't know. My memory is weak on stuff I've wrote. I've forgotten some stuff I've written. And then I sometimes invent stuff that I thought I wrote. Or maybe wished I would have written and didn't. So I don't know.
And according to Gerby, you've also invented stuff that you've written that you wrote.
Yeah, well, that's also true.
You made stuff up.
Do we know why Dilly isn't in the G League? The question's been asked before. I should have asked Micah Nori. We went deep with Micah, the Wolves assistant, when he joined us a couple weeks ago on Dilly. And a couple of people said, that was the one question I regret not having asked. Because part of what he said is, well, Dilly needs to play. Well, and then you're back to, well, then last year, did it make more sense? You throw him out there every day. Now, is it harder to do that when you're drafted higher? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. I don't think anything stops you. But if you look back on it, it's probably a fair criticism. Gerby coming up next segment. Will the Wolves need as deep a bench when the playoffs come around, or can they get by with 7 or 8 man rotation? Not saying they couldn't use one more scorer. Well, the second observation is the point. Let's say you're going with 7 or 8. You have to have another scorer occasionally besides Naz, I think, to give yourself the best chance to succeed. Now, the question is, again, what's realistic? There were probably no fewer than 3 Bulls that might be of interest to Tim Conley, including the guy. Didn't Kobe White hit a big 3 late?
He did. I tweeted this out last night.
Yeah.
To be consistent with my annoyance.
Right.
After watching him for a half.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
You don't think you want to? Because of?
The foul baiting and the flopping. I couldn't have him on my team.
Yeah.
No, he didn't do it in the second half.
Right.
But the flailing and the throwing it up,
right.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I know that bothers you, that it bothers me that much. I can't stand it. But he had a good game.
Well,
Trey Jones had a good game.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with him is I don't know what you'd have to give up.
Right.
Trey Jones is another option. And I think that Johnny was just trying to get me going when he threw out the name of Mathurin from the Pacers, because if you look at his numbers, he's averaging like 22. They're not giving him away.
You wouldn't think.
Are they?
I mean, we got a call.
To me, that would be the home run. I mean, not a double. I think that would be a home run. And it's a name that's got less baggage than the other so-called home run names, right? The home run names, in theory, are Ja Morant and the guy who, I've admitted it, I was wrong, that I wanted the Wolves to draft instead of Anthony Edwards. Is it LaMelo Ball there?
Yes.
Which ball is it in Charlotte?
I think it's LaMelo.
LaMelo?
Yep.
And it's my bias, as you know. My bias is, as Ricky Rubio once said, you score a basket, one guy's happy. If you throw a pass leading to a basket, 2 people are happy. And I loved the passing sensibility that LaMelo Ball offers. The problem with LaMelo is, after all these years, some people just don't feel like he takes it seriously enough and he's never really had any pressure on him because that team has never done anything. I don't know how much of that you put on him or on what they put around him. At this point, I also don't know if he stays healthy. But those would be major expenditures, probably not worth the trouble. But, yeah, you have to – because here's the other thing. Naz Reid's not going to get you 22 every night. So you want to have you want to have a scoring option. Now, in a best-case scenario, it's a two-way player. That might be more – that might be less realistic. I'm not exactly sure. Dan and Justin, this is from Fabian, St. Paul foot commuter correspondent of the Afternoon Beast program. Frigid foot commute today. Good golly. A quick report that the bicycle commute community is not hindered by the cold either. They are out in full force with various types of tires in play. A few magicians still have the skinny 10-speed type tires that Justin would recall from his biking days. You'd think it would be these bikers that a foot commuter would have to be weary of us as they slip and slide around the streets. However, it is the thick winter tire guys who are trekking on the sidewalks that we need to look out for. I was nearly crushed by one today. A real Munson. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I guess sidewalks are considered off-roading it for the big tire guys.
Yeah.
Wish they'd use all these bike lanes we've added instead. Anyway, just thought you should know. Stay warm, boys. Now, I'll admit, I was out of my car for all of maybe 90 seconds. But I thought it felt almost balmy compared to what I felt last night and this morning, which I think is directly related to what they did forecast correctly. The winds are not as wicked as they were. So I'm not saying, go outside with your shirt off by any means. But now I think maybe the worst is past us a little bit. Is that fair? Have you been out in it? I was not that affected.
I mean, I wasn't riding my bike or taking the dog for a walk.
I wasn't as affected as I was last night or this morning.
The wind is definitely different, but that's what Ian Leonard told us yesterday, right?
Yeah,
he said
that was the forecast.
By mid-morning,
yes,
the wind is going to die down. It's still going to be cold because it's January in Minnesota,
correct,
but it's not going to be as bad as it's going to be a little bit later tonight and then into the early hours tomorrow. Yeah. How about this idea from a coaching source friend of mine for Dilly before we pause?
Okay.
Why can't he just go play for Nico in the second semester?
Probably could.
Everybody
There's
else
no rules now.
I mean, Baylor's got a guy that Tim Conley's already traded in the Cat Randall trade. I think technically by age he'd only be a senior because he was one and done at Kentucky, I think. And Nico needs bodies. Bring him in.
Well, you should bring it up. You got sources.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah. We've got Hoiberg in town tomorrow. Yeah. The undefeated Huskers. Just roll Dilly out. 11 a.m. tip.
That's big.
Right here on the Fan. That's a great idea. He could play 30 minutes a night for Nico, maybe 40.
Munson is a movie reference from the comedy classic Kingpin, which I don't think I've ever seen in its entirety.
Is that with Bill Murray? Is he in Kingpin?
I don't recall. Somebody will tell us. Finally, 651 guy writes, Dan, as a mailman, read the room. Which I think might be his way of saying, try delivering the mail and see if you feel the cold is overrated right now with the winds dying down to maybe 5 miles per hour rather than 29 or gusting to 35. We'll come back and chat the conference finals. Both games on the Fan, I'm hearing. Hoping. I think so. We'll find out.
It's literally covered up on my schedule, but
that's a shock. In any case, Carl Gerbschmidt with the award-winning prediction segment. That's next.
Prediction segment on the Fan, brought to you by Continental Diamond. Now Now, to help you break down this week's games, here's your favorite NFL wonk, Dan Barreiro.
Randy checking in from Richmond, Virginia, originally from St. Cloud. Mailman to mailman. I live in Richmond, Virginia, and I have to deal with the hot, humid heat. 100 degrees in the summer. Heat indexes into 110 to 115 sometimes. But I feel for your mailman in Minnesota. We bleed blue. It's a kinship.
It is.
But it shows you the range of issues that the mailmen and women of the world have to deal with. Will you pot up, for our purposes, our guest? Carl Gerbschmidt now joining us via the Connecticut Water Systems Hotline. Carl, how are you?
Hi, Danny. How you doing?
You seem to be, the word is, how do you pronounce the word? It's spelled Ebullient. Is that pronounced ebullient? How do you pronounce that word? Because that describes you right now to a T.
Spell that one more time again.
I think it's spelled Ebullient. Will you look it up?
That sounds ebullient, I think is what it is.
How is it defined in your dictionary?
It means happy, I think.
Yes, it does.
Happy.
Doesn't it mean happy? And you sound positively
I'm happy, Dan. I'm very
ebullient.
happy.
Any statements to read this week?
What do you mean?
Well, last week
it was nothing but statements.
Yeah, recorded statements.
Because there was a threat of harassment.
Well,
You can say it either way. You sound smart if you say harassment.
Is it? Is that true? Well, don't you feel that same threat this week? Or do you feel somehow released?
No, I'm good, Dan.
Why? Because the Bears lost?
Yes, they sure did.
Changed everything for you, didn't it?
Caleb Williams, he's a big star. Oh, yeah, he's the greatest quarterback ever. He's 50%. He throws a terrible pick to lose a game. I mean, it's just terrible. He was. I mean, let's be honest. Los Angeles is not bad, but your team didn't even deserve to be there. If we were not so badly injured, more than people know, that we would have won that game.
Can't you just?
Your team did not deserve to be there.
Can't you lose graciously ever?
I think people who lose graciously are used to losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, that must be it.
If you have some practice at losing, maybe you can lose graciously. I don't ever want to be in a position, Dan, where I take losing like it's okay.
Is that right?
It's not okay. It's not okay to lose, Dan.
No, it's not okay to lose, but you did lose.
Again?
Yeah.
For like the 10th straight year. 15th, actually.
Are you aware that without the expansion
of Minnesota doing the playoffs?
Well, are you aware that without the expansion of the playoffs to 7 teams, you wouldn't have even been in it the last 3 years?
Dan, you got to understand the rules of the league you're playing in, Dan.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, how'd you do in the playoffs?
Just think that's interesting. You talking about the Vikings?
How'd you do last year?
Not good.
How about the year before? How you doing?
Not good.
How many Super Bowls have you won?
Not good. Not many.
Yeah. And you say, I don't need Lexus from you. So here's the thing is, there are a lot of Chicago fans last week who thought they were pretty special, who thought that they were somehow, all they wanted to do, you should have seen how vicious it was. I mean, there's a lot of really, it's like, you wouldn't understand because you don't really have a rival in Minnesota.
You don't? We don't?
You don't really have one. But when you have a rival, their fans are just so vicious.
Yeah.
And so, there's you have to understand, you have to let people deal with their sorrow and
wallow in it.
So we did. We had that's what the Bears fans were wallowing. They're good at wallowing.
You're not going to give Caleb any credit for the throw that sent the game into OT under incredible duress?
Are you talking about the one where the Rams guy took a vacation? I mean, it's like all you got to do is stand next to the big fat tight end.
Oh, he's not.
Right,
he's big. He's not fat.
But whatever. You just stand next to him.
So you're not going to give him any credit for a throw where he's about to get killed. He's off his feet.
I
and he gets the ball to the end zone.
The Rams guy's in danger of being cut, I think.
I don't think...
Terrible coverage.
I don't think...
He was terrible. He was...
Can I ask you a question?
Just let him run free. Let's go ahead.
I'm going to test you here. This is the ultimate test. How would you describe the 1985 Bears?
They had pretty good defense.
Pretty good?
Pretty good.
What are you eating?
Bugles?
Bugles? I didn't even know that.
Do you know they make different flavors of Bugles, Dan?
I did not know that. I didn't even know they still made Bugles, period.
Underrated.
You got salt and vinegar Bugles.
I'm not a big salt and vinegar guy, but a lot of people are.
I like salt and vinegar.
I'm a purist.
You know
What's the occasion?
Yeah, what is the occasion?
Because we're eating Bugles?
Yeah.
I don't know, Friday afternoon, they were in the machine.
Can't you be a purist like me? Just the original Bugle is good enough.
Well, in our machine, Dan, we had a choice of nacho cheese Bugles or salt and vinegar.
Both of them are disgusting.
What's wrong with you, Dan?
I don't
salt and vinegar is very European.
You're like Gardsey. You love weird flavors and adding like 12 different things on pizza, and I
don't really like a lot of different things on pizza. Pizza is very simple.
Is it?
I like to have meat. I like some meat on there, and then I like
what kind of meat?
No fish. No,
I'm with you.
And
on
no funny vegetables.
I'm with you there too.
Like I don't need artichokes. I don't need olives on a pizza.
What about rutabagas?
I don't think you can. I don't know what kind of pizza you guys eat in Minneapolis,
right.
but we don't have that here.
You don't have that there? What is your pizza meat of choice?
Doesn't matter.
Kielbasa?
I like Canadian bacon.
Okay.
There's a place here in Wisconsin will serve you a kielbasa pizza.
They will.
It's delicious.
Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the best
you put some kielbasa and you have like some onions on there. Not too many.
We don't need onions.
Onions I can't do. They
no, I like onions on pizza, but it's not too many.
Yeah.
And then banana peppers, Dan. That's the key. Have you ever had banana peppers
What are you
on
talking
pizza?
about? Why?
Have you ever had banana peppers on a pizza?
No, it sounds disgusting.
I think the best piece of pizza I ever had was at Lambeau Field for a Bears Pack-A game Monday night. Brett Favre was the quarterback. They had Johnsonville bratwurst pizza.
That sounds outstanding.
It was so good. And when I went back for Favre's return, they didn't have it. So I don't know if they got rid of it. It was, I think, the best piece of pizza I've ever had in my life 20-some years ago. So
we had different rotations for pizza because you could put kielbasa, you can go bratwurst,
yeah,
you can go ring bologna pizza.
That's underrated. Yeah,
you're not doing ring bologna pizza. That's terrible.
You ever had fried
ring bologna?
It's good stuff.
In Italy, they call bologna. In Italy, they call it mortadella.
Yeah, well, you're in Green Bay.
They got a fancy name for bologna.
You're in Elk Mound.
Have you ever eaten fried bologna?
That's not bad.
Sure, why
actually
not?
pretty good.
Yeah. Bologna sandwich, really good.
Have you had fried bologna sandwich?
I have. Well, actually, I've just eaten it. Go ahead.
Some people like it. You put a lot of onions and you put like mayonnaise on there.
No,
but I'm not a big mayonnaise fan. I like mustard. I like that stone ground mustard.
I don't need it
on there.
Just give me the meat.
What?
What's wrong with that? Don't turn sicky on me, okay?
Come on, Carl. You always turn sicky.
You guys don't want talking sex all the time.
This has nothing to do with that.
I'm pretty sure that last comment will pop up on your morning show.
No, that's quite likely. That's okay.
The best bet of the week.
I'm prepared for it.
That's the Gerby lock of the week.
I am absolutely prepared for it, for sure. A lot of questions coming into the audience unrelated to anything, and yet somehow I think you're the guy to ask. For example, have you ever, this is from a texter, okay? Have you ever been around an exploding tree? Have you ever seen a tree explode?
Because of the cold?
Yeah.
I've not seen it. I've seen the results of it. When you do a lot of work on roads, Dan, you see a lot of stuff out there.
Sure you do.
I've seen exploded tree.
You have?
This is, by the way, this is a dangerous time for your roads. If you have this is not a good time when it's this cold to be transporting heavy objects that might fall out of you, like the bed of your pickup truck, because it is so cold that when like a heavy iron object falls out, it will crack the pavement.
Whoa.
And that will only cause problems in the future. So I'm suggesting to everybody, next couple days, don't transport heavy items in your pickup trucks unless they are very securely tied down.
Okay. Because if they hit...
You're doing your part to help the roads.
Do you ever in Wisconsin steam the roads for that reason?
We have, sometimes like if you get a quick freeze.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it'll force to, like you get a rain and a quick freeze.
Mm-hmm.
It'll actually get in the road joints and it'll push them further apart. And that's not good for them. So we urge people, if it's going to be a flash freeze, then you go out there with a hairdryer, portable hairdryer, and you just kind of keep those, keep that stuff melted.
That can make the difference.
Yeah, of course it can.
Huh. But
if you have a flamethrower, that works too, but I don't think most people can be trusted with a flamethrower.
No, most people most assuredly cannot. Good question. This is from Tom out of Savage. What pizzas are offered at the bed, breakfast, and lunch?
Depends on the weekend.
Oh, we got different specials?
Well, we have a wide variety of cuisines and cooking.
Yeah.
And so we have like a different menu. There's stuff that we will repeat. I mean, we have had but most people, Dan, are kind of basic. And so you don't want to get too crazy with it because we're not, we're not there for the dining experience as much as we are for, get you some food in you and get you on the road.
Yeah, sure. Well, that doesn't sound very appetizing.
Well, it's not bad food. It's just, we like to have stick to your ribs kind of food.
Yeah. Do we call that comfort food in the business?
Yeah, we call it comfort food, but I think that's a misnomer because I've never known anyone who would like to cuddle up with their food. Speaking
of meat, what is the...
Are you talking about meatball on a Mars show?
No, not that either. What is your... For a Carl Gerbschmidt for an omelet, for a breakfast omelet, what is the favorite meat to put inside said omelet?
Oh, boy. Again, there's so many choices.
Yeah.
You know what is tasty is like Italian sausage, but the kind of spicy Italian sausage.
Yeah, got a little kick to it.
Which, by the way, you don't have to buy it from Italy. You can make that yourself.
You can.
Just get regular, make your own sausage.
Good to know.
That's a good
Polish
clarification.
sausage is also good with extra garlic in there. That's really good. And then, you got to stand kielbasa and bratwurst and those good all-American meats.
Yeah.
America first.
Here's another good question for you, man. They're coming in today. Maybe we need to do this more, make this a bigger part of the segment.
Ask me anything.
With the road with the roads in this condition, how is Matt LaFleur going to receive his truckload of hair gel and eyebrow wax?
I don't think he uses eyebrow wax.
I think he does.
Hair gel.
Well, he's got. I don't know if it's gel. I mean, I know he uses product.
Could be
That's
pomade.
What people who do that stuff.
A work wax.
They call it product.
Product, yeah, they do. That's what the kids call it.
Yeah.
Who do you think has
When's the last time, Dan? When's the last time you used product?
Well, it's been a while. That's for sure. Who do you think has a better BMI, your coach or ours?
Ours.
Well, of course, you'd say that.
Let's be honest. Your coach is kind of goony looking.
Goony looking? What? Really?
He kind of looks like a string bean. He kind of looks like a Q-tip.
A
you know what I mean?
You say, okay.
A Q-tip?
Yeah, he's got kind of a big head and a skinny body.
Is that what it is?
Our coach is almost perfectly proportionate.
I hadn't. I
asked my wife.
I asked.
And all you people thought we were going, you're going to fire your coach. No, we were never going to fire
him. You should have.
We were never going to fire our general manager. We have made some changes. We were lucky enough to pawn Halfley off on, where do you go?
Miami.
Yeah, we pawned him off on them.
I thought you liked him.
I think he had like one trick and he used it, and then everybody figured it out.
Yeah, and that was it.
So
one trick pony, we call those folks in the business.
Let's be honest. If you even with all the injuries, we still should have found a way to get past Chicago.
But you didn't.
Wow, that's an honest
Your
answer.
quarterback has the the comprehension level of, say, like a second grader.
Why do you say that?
And because all he does is run around and throws it somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like just run around, and then and he's hard to catch. I'll give you that.
Yeah, he throws,
but
he's
not going to be that way forever. Remember Michael Vick?
Yeah, he's not.
Remember him?
He doesn't run as much as Michael.
Remember
Vick.
that guy?
Yeah, I remember what he did to you in the playoffs that Saturday night.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but he didn't do it. He didn't keep doing it, did he?
No, I guess not.
He's an injured, broken down individual. That's what Caleb Williams is going to be. But I don't cheer that. I don't celebrate that. But that's just what's going to happen because he's going to run around and some big fat guy's going to squash him.
Somebody said KOC does look like broccoli. What the hell does that mean?
Broccoli or a Q-tip?
I don't understand these analogies.
Broccoli would be if he had green hair.
Should be rare.
Yeah. We got to get to the. You have any cold weather tips for our audience?
No, I just want to announce that all the planned that we were going to have a winter festival this weekend, but it's going to be too cold.
What?
So we can't. It's too cold, Dan.
No, it's not.
Because I fear a lawsuit. Okay.
Yeah. You know what it is?
Stuff, but if you hold an activity outside and someone freezes to death, and somehow that's your fault because they didn't wear a coat. But so I'm not taking a chance.
Well, you know what this tells me? You didn't sell enough. Not enough people were going, so now you're pretending.
No, we're sold out. We had to move. We had to change some things, but we're not going to do the ice sculpting contest.
Okay.
We're not going to do the skating party. We're not going to do fun time tobogganing. We're not going to do the ATV ride through the Festival of Holiday Lights, which are still up because we haven't taken them down yet.
It's devastating.
It's too cold.
Yeah.
And then we're not going to do the campfire s'mores with legendary Packer historian Earl Woznicki.
I forgot about Woznicki.
So we're going to move. We're going to move that inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want Earl outside.
But it's a smaller sort of a thing.
That's
there's something charming about eating a s'more outside that is not quite. I mean, otherwise it's just
it's more romantic. Yeah, I think that's true.
Well, we don't have problems in that area, and we're going to have a jigsaw puzzle competition. We're going to have people put together 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle.
What is it? Fuzzy Thurston?
1,000 pieces. You might want to make it breakfast, lunch, and dinner then, because 1,000 pieces isn't going to be like a weekend.
It's a team, Jordan. You have like 4 people on your team, so you can figure it out. Don't expect you to do it by yourself.
Speaking of cold weather, did you know, or would you have any reason to know that our 4:30 guest today, Ben Gessling, ran 9 miles this morning in minus 40-degree wind chill?
Was he being chased?
No, I don't think so. He prides himself on his ability to conquer the climate.
That sounds real. I don't know who's supposed to be impressed by that. You know what I mean? It's like, you're supposed to. Am I supposed to say, "Wow, that's great that he did that"? I kind of look at it as, boy, is he dumb. They got cars, if you really need to go from one place to another.
And treadmills.
That's also true.
Treadmills as well, indoors.
I don't think.
Lifetimes are very nice.
I don't think Ben Goosling is a treadmill.
I don't think we need to be impressed by that.
I thought he was.
We should all kind of just ask him some questions about, if he had enough to eat. Is he feeling okay? Those sorts of things.
Are you impressed by 1-3, 1-3, and 1-3? Because those are our records, the three of us, for the predictions during the divisional round weekend of the National Football League playoffs.
Yeah, it's because you got lucky because Chicago covered.
Yeah.
Well,
otherwise, I would have been 2-2.
Well,
which is better than 1-3.
But you weren't. You're 1-3, like I am, and like Garzi is.
If they would have reviewed
that, I feel the way we got there. I feel better about it.
I see.
If they would have made the right call on was it a catch or interception, we all would have gotten the Bills.
That's also true.
And he would have lost. He would have lost.
Oh, he
would have lost to Broncos.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Let's get to the. We only have 2 games this week because it's conference title round weekend. The early game.
You guys just learned that or is that a surprise to you guys?
As of
we're not accustomed to
2:30. Yeah. The first game is in Denver, Mile High City, and the Patriots are favored by 3.5 over the, I guess, potentially quarterback-less Denver Broncos. Gerby, you're going first.
Okay. So it's going to be Jared Stidham.
Correct.
As the quarterback.
You can say Stidham. You can let it run. Stidham. You can let it run a little bit.
I'm sure he'd be very disappointed that you're just butchering his name that way. It's Stidham.
Okay.
And
you can put that in an omelet.
What I know about this is that in the last 12 games against Denver, New England is 8-4 against the spread. Now Denver's 14-1 straight up.
Doesn't that go back to when Sean Elway was the quarterback?
That's what Bubby Brister might have been the QB.
These obscure stats that mean nothing.
Dan, those who do not learn from history are bound to repeat them.
I see. Okay.
New England is also 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games. Is that enough for you? Is that recent enough for you?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I'm taking New England. That's what I'm going to do. New England's going to win because Stidham is playing.
Guardsy?
Man, you know how I feel about this one.
Well, I know who you're going to pick, but I'm not sure you really believe that's the way it's going to go.
No.
I think this is still more protecting yourself from devastation.
Well, here's what I fear. I'm going to pick the Patriots. I am going to pick the Patriots, but I fear that it's going to be like a 9-7 because their defense is good and Drake May has not been very good.
Not lately.
And Sean Payton's going to somehow grease out 3 field goals and go to the Super Bowl, and just more proof that there's no football gods because Josh Allen's the greatest guy in the world.
Not this year, there aren't.
And
sure.
Sean Payton's the worst, and somehow Sean Payton was rewarded a week ago. I'm panicked about this. I'm worried about this, but I am going to go with the Patriots to cover.
Denver will cover the game. They might win the game. Yeah. And guess what, boys and girls? If Stidham or Stidham dominates, guess where he's headed next? The Minnesota Vikings to compete for the starting job with your guy, J.J. McCarthy.
That'd be a good idea. Don't take Micah Parsons.
Game 2.
Not Micah Parsons. Don't
Micah
take
Parsons.
What?
How many bugles have you had?
Don't take Malik.
Yeah.
Malik Willis?
I get Micah and Malik, those names mixed up. Don't take Malik.
Malik Monk? That's the guy the Wolves might be interested in.
He could be good, too.
That's different. The second game, both these games on the Fan, confirmed?
Yes.
Seattle is hosting the Los Angeles Rams of Anaheim. Seahawks are favored by 2.5. That's an interesting spread because on the TV, ESPN has it 1.5. So we're going 2.5? That's what you look
I go
at?
with DraftKings.
All right, that's fine. 2.5.
We've been using DraftKings.
Gerby, what do you think?
I think it's a tough game. Right? It's a division game, and they don't like each other very much.
Yeah.
And then the Seattle's is kind of banged up, especially like a couple positions. And Los Angeles is both. You know what, Dan? Both these teams, the inside defensive line is very good, and if you have a really good inside defensive line, you're going to be pretty good.
Correct.
So I'm thinking low scoring here. I wish I could just pick an under and get out of the way of this thing, but it's tough. I don't like either of these teams very much. I would take the Rams, I think.
Guardsy?
Rams.
I don't have a good feeling about it.
Rams are going to win. Rams, I thought impressive in Chicago in the snow globe last week. I'm a big Stafford guy. He's played great.
Didn't have a lot of competition, though.
A red hot Bears club that was trying to do what they
knocked your asses out.
What they try to do and steal games. I think the Rams are going to win. They're going to win, and they're going to go back to the Super Bowl. Pretty impressive.
After spending the whole week saying I was going to pick the Rams, I'm reversing my field because I look back at that game and they obviously held in nicely. They handled the cold fine. They didn't collapse after the late miracle touchdown catch. But I think Seattle is primed. I do. And I think Darnold will play well enough. He doesn't have to outduel Stafford. So I think Seattle is going to cover. I think Seattle is going to make it to the Super Bowl yet again. I got Seattle in that game. Here's what's interesting. You know the way you described KOC earlier? Q-tip?
Yeah.
So Flim Flam typed in Kevin O'Connell into Google, and the AI result he got was Kevin O'Connell is often described as having a wholesome, athletic, and highly symmetrical appearance, similar to a Q-tip or lengthy noodle. So there it is.
You know what the I stands for in AI?
No, what?
Intelligence. That is a very intelligent comment.
I had a hunch you'd feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I don't get the kind of respect I deserve. I really don't. It's because you guys are trying to hog the spotlight.
You know who you're starting to sound more and more like?
No.
The President of the United States.
Dan, I try not to get political.
Well, I'm not getting political. He thinks he never gets the respect he wants. That's what you're sounding more and more like him. Like you're the victim.
Well, neither did Rodney Dangerfield too either. So think about that. I could sound like him.
That's good. A little dated for our kids, but I love the reference. As somebody who
you go watch Caddyshack.
Who lives with who doubles and triples and quadruples down on dated references, I can relate. But Rodney Dangerfield, I wonder how many. I bet you the percentage of our audience that knows who Rodney Dangerfield was. I'm going to put it at 30%. Low? Like that might
I think that's a little low.
Maybe 50.
Yeah.
The kids don't.
Oh, wow.
I guess he's bored with us.
Yeah, I guess so.
Man, oh man. All right, well, we're late anyway, so we'll let Carl go, I guess, or maybe he let us go, or a combination of both. Don't forget, Ben Gessling in about a half hour, Lavelle, at I call him the Star Tribune satirist, will join at 5:30.